You know what I'm saying? Get my old man on this shit.
You need like a smoking jacket.
I got a smoking jacket, goddammit. You know.
I am not surprised. I bet you have a flux capacitor hitting up this motherfucker too.
What's good, y'all? You know who I be. Your friendly neighborhood scourge of the IWC. Das Fooch. To the right of me is not Quintuple P. I actually got Jack Slater in the house coming from Pennsylvania because motherfuckers is about to go to a goddamn haunted house tomorrow. Actually, I got him doing a couple of things and shit, but the point of him coming through is to go to Blood Prison down in Mansfield. But he gonna be conscripted to do some other shit. What's good, Jack?
Not much. Wait, no, I'm so fucking high. I said not much. No, I'm paranoid. No, I'm doing good, man. How are you?
I'm straight, man. You know, feeling like goddamn Spider-Man, amazing and spectacular. So, the reason why I brought you up here on the motherfucking podcast shit, an undisclosed location, Charlie, is I set out, threw out a hot take on the interwebs, and I wanted to see what the people was jumping off on, because Bray Wyatt has come back to the land of WWE, and I make no bare bones about this. I am not a fan of Bray Wyatt, so I'm just gonna read what I posed. Sup? Disclaimer: I don't like Bray Wyatt. All talk, the ring work does not back it up. Severely lacking in that department. My other concern is how many unover guys are you going to sacrifice to make this guy credible? Because he's not credible to fight for the world title. And I hope if he gets programmed with Roman, that he squashes him like a bug. Any other title that Bray Wyatt fights for, he's greater than, and that title will already be devalued and not worth the TV time investment. So basically, you don't want Bray Wyatt going for the United States Championship. You don't want Bray Wyatt gunning for the Intercontinental title. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't make sense for the character. I'm not saying he's a world title guy, but with the money that you put into the guy, with the TV time investment that you put into the guy, he's the top guy. Top guy should be fighting for the top title, right? All right. Any storyline he is in will dominate the TV, because he's that type of character, until the in-ring payoff, which will not be great because he is not that great in the ring. And then he came back crying to feud with himself. Are they allowing him to book his own shit with a filter? Too long didn't read. Scorched the WWE universe with the Bray Wyatt character. He is trash, but let's talk about it. So, before I have you read their comments, I'd like to hear what your thoughts and feelings are on the Bray Wyatt character as a whole.
Yeah, they're just ripping off AEW. They had Malarkey Black. He had the House of Black with Buddy Murphy and Chubby Murphy also. Or what is he? The other guy.
The one that's dead.
No. The one that looks like the one that's dead, but he's got like sailor tattoos all over him.
Brody King.
I
thought the one was dead. Shit. I don't watch AEW, y'all. My fault.
It's okay. A lot of people don't anymore.
Rest in peace, Brody Lee, for real. Rest in peace.
But no, all kidding aside, they got... If he's going to feud against, I guess, the Wyatt Six, is what they're... The Bray Six or the Wyatt Six.
So it's
different personalities of...
Oh, so he's feuding against himself, for real?
Yeah, which is the dumbest thing ever.
See, I was bullshitting. See, because I saw the promo, right? And the motherfucker, he do the heartfelt, Wyndham Rotunda promo, right? And then all of a sudden, at the end of the promo, it cut with the goat, with the Fiend mask or the goat face. I don't know which one. I didn't care. So it was out of character, and then it went into character.
Yeah.
All right, now a couple of the goofs, that I pirate from, talked about how Triple H allows, his characters to, come out and be themselves, and then boom, they're off and running into the character. I disagree. I'm not saying that's not a practice that Triple H does. I'm saying that if that's what they did with the Bray Wyatt character upon returning, failed execution. Because that character is so confusing, you have to dumb it the fuck down for everybody to get. If that's what the case is. Because, I mean, if you putting him out there, he's got to have mass appeal, right? I mean, he can't be this niche character that only a certain few motherfuckers are supposed to get. Like, you selling Bray Wyatt thongs and shit. Like, I don't get it. I don't understand, why you putting all this money into this motherfucker and only a certain aspect of the audience is gonna get him or really gonna feel him. If 90% of your audience ain't fucking with you, but you got this hardcore 10% that's buying all the gear and everything, is it really worth the investment? I don't believe so.
Just Johnny says, I think his moveset is made for short matches. You can make money with the guys, so keep them to small doses and only put them in long matches with people that can carry them.
Like, you can't have the 20, 25, 30-minute match with the Bray Wyatt because 5 minutes is already the goddamn entrance. Okay, you got the people with the glow sticks and they flashlights out doing the firefly thing, so they already invested in the character. Why have you bore the audience to tears and to sleep with these long matches when you could just have them come through, squash a motherfucker, and then they play the song again, whole world in your hands, yada yada yada, and he out. Keep him special.
Doc Funky says, I've always liked Bray because he's different from everyone else on the show. He would always do crazy stuff with the Funhouse Fiend character. He wasn't just a guy who walked down in his trunks to wrestle or cut a promo. He was always going to do or say some really weird shit every time he showed up. I love traditional wrestling, and I love great promos, but sometimes I want something really fucking weird, and Bray gives that to me. And since I don't watch the WWE weekly shows, just pay-per-views, his character doesn't get overexposed unless it stays the same for years on end. So I'm interested to see what he does now that he's back, because I have no idea what it's going to be.
And that's fair. I mean, you can always have the approach of, let it play out, see where it go. I get it. But I am one to side with history, and history has showed me that they heat this motherfucker up over the summer. The heat carries into the fall, and by Survivor Series, he does nothing. You know what I'm saying? Then they hot shot his ass for the Royal Rumble, put him in some bullshit feud for WrestleMania. Then they do some goofy ass match, and then they cool him off again. He's done. But then they heat his ass back again for the summer. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's been like that for years. So, I mean, again, if you're just watching the pay-per-views, for sure, keep them special. Do whatever it takes for you to keep that character special for you. I'm with that. I'm just saying, for the motherfucking completionist, the motherfucker that's got to watch Main Event and SmackDown and Raw and NXT, and it's gonna be totally immersed in this shit, do not be surprised if this motherfucker get burnt out.
Omega Man writes, he should be a special attraction. Too much of Bray is a bad thing. David, psychological horror almost never works in professional wrestling. Undertaker's worst storyline was during a period when he was overtly an undead minister. Kane's worst storylines were where he was an unmasked psychopath. We're beyond the need for hyper-realistic stuff in pro wrestling. I like Bray Wyatt's creativity and like him best when he was a Bayou cult leader. I could at least suspend my disbelief enough to buy that. But with The Fiend, it was like his whole aura dominated every story, and it was so corny.
I replied to this one because, I mean, I'm not saying that the man ain't wrong. Here's the thing with the characters. Kane, Undertaker, larger than life in stature and physicality. I mean, both these men were 6'9", 6'10", 6'11", you know what I'm saying? They had lifts, so they were probably built at 7 foot, you know what I'm saying? And they played these characters over the top. Also, both could work in the ring. With Bray, the aura supersedes the work, which you've already stated. Even at his height with the cult Bayou leaders slant, he still couldn't work. Like, all that pomp and circumstance is beautiful, it's cute. When the bell ring and you across the ring from a motherfucker, all that cutesy shit is out the window when you can't work. And when you work down to your level and you never work up to the level of your opponent, you drag people down. And then you got that horrendous fucking booking that only helps him. He can't pull nothing up. He can't sustain an over guy. He just sucks everything up for himself and it doesn't mean anything. He just leaves and resets. That's not value creation. Continuing to push someone who does not add value is bad business. Thank you for your response.
Yair Canella.
Yair. I mean, we got people all over the world, man. I get it.
That fella writes, he should be the one to beat Roman. He's who got the title. He's who he got the title off to begin with. Full circle. Hell of a moment if he does.
I'm taking my little comment off, man. That's ridiculous. How the hell should he beat Roman?
I see no way.
Come on now. Like, seriously, who beats Roman? I said that shit when he finally beat Lesnar or whatever the fuck. I said, who beats him? It's over. He's got the title. I said, who? Big E?
Adrenaline in my soul.
Like, come on, man. Like, honorary oos. You know what I'm saying? None of these dudes, none of these geeks are going to work. He's got the title forever, man. Like, somebody could take one title off. Man, ain't nobody taking both titles, man. It's not happening, man. Like, my thing would be he has to turn babyface before he loses both titles. You know what I'm saying? He can lose one title as a heel. He can't lose both titles as a heel. He has to be a babyface before he loses that second belt, man. Like, that... and it's got to be the SmackDown belt, too. You know what I'm saying? Like, he has to be a babyface to lose that belt. He cannot be a heel and lose that belt. You know what I'm saying? The Raw belt, he can lose that belt as a heel or babyface. It don't matter. But I'm telling you, losing that belt, he's got to turn all the way back babyface again and be acknowledged as a babyface and all that bullshit. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he getting cheered now, you know what I'm saying? Which was the plan from day one. But what happens?
Undead Viking videos.
What's good?
I always expect great things from Wyatt, and he has come through like 3 times. But those 3 times were better than most of the rest of the crap that the WWE spits out.
Also, he is a fan of Vince McMahon, who, unlike what a lot of people want to believe, is still pulling the strings behind the figurehead that is Triple H. So Bray will get another title run, or they will just bury him in a trivial feud with another mid-card tweener. And to me, neither of those outcomes are appealing.
Grant Gardner writes, I actually 90% disagree. That's a strong take. His in-ring work.
I know, like 90%. That's like a real. Yeah. That's like a number.
That's a commitment, right?
Yeah, like there's 10% of you that kind of do agree. I really want to explore that 10% though.
Yeah. He says his in-ring work is no question his weakest aspect, but I'd say he still has a character presence in ring to make up for it. The mocking facial expressions, etc. I think Wyatt Wyndham has a great mind for the business. I'd argue that with Triple H giving him more freedom is a much better idea than having Vince just try to turn him into something out of the mid-90s. I'm usually let's not wait and see. Let's put out this ember before the wildfire, but with all the circumstances involved in Bray's return and creative direction, I'd say this is definitely a give it some time scenario.
So I actually agree with the second paragraph. Vince stifles creative people. Bray is creative. I mean, I don't want to quantify it. He's creative. Whether you like it or not, I mean, he's a creative guy, whatever. I feel Vince never got it or harnessed it properly. I also feel that Triple H will do more the opposite and give him more freedom than he needs / deserves. Because I don't think the boy deserves it. Like, he ain't paying no dues. Like, he the son of IRS. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? Or no, yeah, he the son of IRS. That's cool. That's awesome. You're a legacy. I get it. But what dues have you paid? Like, I mean, where did you come up? Like, you know what I'm saying? Did you work Kansas City? You know what I'm saying? Like your daddy did. You know what I'm saying? Did he work Amarillo? Your daddy did. You know what I'm saying? Did you work New York? I mean, you did work New York, obviously. But I mean, what I'm saying, like, where the dues paid? You know what I'm saying? Like, you quit a couple times. So why should I reward you with more creative freedom when you haven't paid your dues to earn the stroke to get that? Shawn Michaels paid dues. So when he was given, some creative freedom to, go off and fly off the cuff and say whatever the fuck he wanted to, okay. You know what I'm saying? Bret had it in his motherfucking contract. Vince was like, reasonable. You know what I'm saying? But, and now we got, the wrestling business as we got it today or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Hulk Hogan. Total creative control. You know what I'm saying? So, but all three of these people have paid dues, all right, to get those types of rewards in their contracts and shit. Like, so by contrast, okay, so we like Hulk Hogan, GOAT, okay, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Shawn Michaels, greatest in ring all time, all right. Bret Hart, probably the greatest storyteller in the ring of all time. All have paid dues. Came up the dirty way. Made their company money. Bray Wyatt has made the company money through merchandise. So if they don't make the merchandise for him, they don't make the money. So you got to put this motherfucker on the road and have him sell tickets. And do you believe that the Bray Wyatt character can sell tickets?
No.
No! So why give him the freedom?
Kimono Sujo.
Yeah, what's up, boy?
Meh. WWE's sports entertainment, so it's all the same to me. I came here for the BVC, retro reviews, but outside of that, I haven't had any use for the WWE since '99. What you said about Bray is why I think of that whole company. It's a grift. 3 hours of Raw continues to sound more like a talk show with a ring than wrestling. Vicarious writes,
Whatever.
I think the Bayou Cult Leader gimmick was okay. But like you said, that guy can't work.
The guy cannot work. Next comment.
Dallas Parker. Even if Vince loved him, it doesn't mean he was booked well at all. And that's his biggest downfall and the reason so many lost faith in him. Vince adores the wins and losses don't matter, this guy is over anyways mindset that Bray was the biggest victim of the planet.
But the merch.
On the planet of...
But the merch, though. You know what I'm saying? So, like, the merchandise does not mean that he's over. Like, I can make some cool merch. That don't mean I'm over. You know what I'm saying? Like, anybody can make a cool-ass T-shirt. It don't mean that you over. You just got a cool T-shirt. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can put a cool T-shirt on Dolph Ziggler. It doesn't make Dolph Ziggler over. It just says Dolph Ziggler had a cool T-shirt. He get that bump on that merchandise, on that royalty check. But I don't mean he over. I don't get what dictates over. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Next comment.
Aaron Kelly.
What up?
Bray Wyatt versus Daniel Bryan at the 2014 Royal Rumble is probably the best Wyatt match I can think of. Give as much credit as you like to Daniel Bryan, but Wyatt delivered on his end of the deal, too.
It's an opinion.
Yep. In my opinion, he cannot be pushed super hard on TV. Let his appearance be special. Keep him away from the title picture. Why the fuck would his character want a belt in the first place?
True.
Bray needs to be booked as an agent of chaos.
True.
Align talent with him to form the Wyatt Six and have the stable run roughshod while Bray acts as their leader mentor.
Book it.
I didn't expect the promo we got on SmackDown, but I honestly think Dude deserved to go out in the ring and say his piece to the fans.
Not true.
Dude has been fumbled by creative hard in the past, and it clearly took a toll on him.
Stop. Okay, so this is a business. If you are not mentally tough enough to be in the wrestling business after your daddy and your daddy's daddy been in the business, then you shouldn't be in the business. No matter how creative you are, obviously you don't have the mind for the business. And this is somebody that ain't in the business. And honestly, it's really easier. Because you ain't on the road. You get to go home. You get to see your family. You get to see your babies. You know what I'm saying? Ricky Steamboat got fired because he went to go see Richie Jr. Part of me is like, shit, I don't give a fuck, man. You signed a contract. Do your job. You don't get your way? Oh well. Do shit to get over. Don't just have cool lanterns. Alright, man? Whatever, man.
He continues, never been the biggest Wyatt guy, but I marked out for his return. The guy is super creative and doesn't need to be the best worker to get over. That's already been proven. Yeah. I just hope they avoid throwing him on TV every Friday so we avoid the burnout. Not going to happen. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. Peace to you always, Fuge.
Peace. Obviously, Royal Rumble 14 with Daniel Bryan was, like his best single match. I mean, but again, who the fuck was in the match? Fucking Bryan Danielson. You know what I'm saying? It's not hard to have a great fucking match with Bryan Danielson as the motherfucker you're fighting against. You know what I'm saying? And obviously those goddamn Shield 6-mans, you know what I'm saying, he was having was fucking... But again, he wasn't doing the heavy lifting. That was Brody. That was Seth. It was Dean. That was Roman. You know what I'm saying? He was doing the spooky spots. You know what I'm saying? He was doing the spooky spots. Like, come on, man. Like, are y'all watching the match? But alright, whatever. When it comes to the stuff on TV, again, and I already said this before, it's like what's real and what's the work. To me, I believe everything's a work. So the whole crying shit, work. Into the goofy mask shit, work. All of it, work. You know what I'm saying? But that's just me though.
Howdy-ho. Ken Hankey writes. I mean, Vince McMahon was all talk. On the show more than anyone. More than Wyatt will be, I'm sure. And couldn't wrestle. Didn't stop him from having like 50 plus actual matches. And I'm pretty sure nearly every WWE fan will say that Mr. McMahon is one of the greatest characters of all time. Proper planning and execution can hide a lot of flaws. Bray Wyatt isn't going to be an every-week wrestler. And speaking of McMahon, I think most people think he was out of his element trying to book Bray.
So I'm glad you picked up on the condescending attitude in this message too, man. Because I was like, yo. So first things first, Bray Wyatt is the talent. Vince McMahon is the owner, right? So this is what I said. Question. Was Vince brought in the company to be talent or to be the office? Was Bray brought in the company to be talent or to be office? Your opinion lacks logic. No disrespect, you cannot compare Bray to Vince, the owner, who became talent, to the worker who has cute ideas and alleged mental health issues. Pretty sure your opinion doesn't work that way. So, regardless of the situation it's like Vince is he was the boss. He's the boss. He can do whatever the fuck he want to do. You know what I'm saying? He never had to be a character. He chose to be a character because it was going to make him the most money. It was going to make the most money. You know what I'm saying? If he didn't get, punched in the face, you know what I'm saying, after the work, in Montreal, you know what I'm saying?
That was being recorded.
Right.
In the back for a movie.
Right. So if he wasn't getting punched for the work, you know what I'm saying? And then you see the response like, oh shit, I could be a bad guy now. If you didn't already do the heel, work out your heel character in Memphis 4 years earlier, You know what I'm saying? So it's not like this shit wasn't already staged up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, come on, y'all. Connect the dots.
Obvious.
Yes, this is work.
Painfully obvious.
This is work. So again, you can't compare the man to Bray because Vince was the owner, and the owner became talent to make more money. The motherfucker became a billionaire based off of him becoming talent. He would not make $1 billion if Bray Wyatt became office. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like it's just flip the other way around.
And you made a pretty good point there. I mean, I'm pretty sure nearly every WWE fan will say that Mr. McMahon is one of the greatest characters of all time.
No shit.
Because he became one.
Right.
He made $1 billion off of being a bad guy.
Right. He was a great character. I'm not discounting that. But he was never supposed to be a character. He was supposed to be office. He was the owner. You know what I'm saying? For the first goddamn 15 years, he was just goddamn, babyface, terrible announcer, Vince McMahon. You know what I'm saying? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. He was the owner and shit. You know what I'm saying? But, 10-year-old me didn't know that shit.
Yeah.
So, okay. So now, 17-year-old me figure out this motherfucker the owner, and goddamn, this motherfucker becomes Mr. McMahon, you know what I'm saying? And then 2 years after that, 19-year-old me figure out this motherfucker just went public, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Like,
and he's more entertaining.
Right. So again, and then let me flip and bounce it. Can Bray Wyatt become owner of WWE and make $1 billion?
If Tony Khan can do it, I'm sure Bray can.
Tony can't do it. Tony losing money. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. Niggas is trying to leave that spot. Tony's losing money.
Well, actually, the T-shirt sales and the deal you picked up for $40 million, and he bought Ring of Honor. Well, he didn't really buy Ring of Honor, but he can sort of use the name for a little while.
Punk is gone. That's $6 million. Sunk.
Where all work?
Where the money? He ain't gonna come back in like 4 more years when he's 50, and y'all goofs gonna pay for that. Y'all motherfuckers is goofs if y'all pay for that shit. That shit's gonna work. He finessed him for $6 million, fam. He's a genius. I love CM Punk.
The salesman with a picture of, I think, Scott Stapp from Creed as his profile pic. Careful. You're not supposed to shit on anything Triple H does.
I'm not shit on anything Triple H doing. I'm just like, Triple H sound like, he seemed like he a good businessman. And I know he's seeing the merch money, man. But the pro wrestling in that man is like, he can't make no money with him. He can't. He can't make no real wrestling money with him. He can't put him on the motherfucking road and draw money with him. He put that man on he's a t-shirt. He is a poster. Bray Wyatt is he is an action figure, man. He is not a wrestler, man. He is a figurine.
Tantrum for the win, or FTW as the kids say.
Yeah, what up?
I agree, Fuge. Too many years of the following. Promo, more promo. Show up and fucking lose. Repeat. It's also painfully obvious he can't do shit on his own, hence the whole 6 thing.
It's gonna be 6 of him.
I'll give it a chance. Now with Trips running things, but my expectations are very, very low.
Same. Some motherfuckers saying he feuding with 6 of his personalities. This is ridiculous, y'all. Like, this is ridiculous. If that's the case, like, I've been out for years, decades, you know what I'm saying, but this is ridiculous. If he's feuding with 5 of his other personalities, man. Like, there's no way the continuity on that is gonna be tight. But whatever. I'll just laugh from the balcony.
I bet you it'll be one of those cinematic matches.
I'm expecting Gooker shit. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to RD. I'm expecting Gooker shit. So come holler at me.
Craig Gibbs writes,
What up?
people who think that they are smart believe that he's some sort of deep character. He's not. Speaking in unnecessarily verbose riddles does not make you deep.
And that's pretty much where it boils down to, man. The motherfuckers, I'm not saying that, you know what I'm saying, you can't be a fan of the motherfucker. I'm just saying, like, he ain't deep, y'all. The shit he's saying ain't deep. It's babble. It is fucking babble. Some of them damn same Raven promos, babble. The Waylon Mercy promos, babble. The Mordecai promos, babble. They do this shit like every decade. They usually do this shit with the Kevin Sullivan promos, babble. They are babble fucking promos. Cause it just don't make no sense. But at least with the other motherfuckers, they can work. You know what I'm saying? They have some strange, like, they at least have the majority of the things to at least draw interest and make money with. Kevin Sullivan wasn't the greatest, the tallest guy in the world, you know what I'm saying? But he had a weird charisma, and he always brought motherfuckers in because he had connections like that. So I'm good. You know, you got, you know, Raven, you know what I'm saying? He would back it up with the Dog and Pony Show, you know, joints, you know what I'm saying, on ECW. You know what I'm saying? Check out the Extreme Retro Review for the shameless plug. And, you know, and Waylon Mercy and Mordecai's, they didn't really pan out and shit. But, I mean, they was all the same goddamn psychological horror character that, you know what I'm saying, that Jake the Snake probably did. You know, he had a slant on the shit, too. You know what I'm saying? Where they say shit. And I ain't gonna front Jake deep, obvi. You know what I'm saying? But... you know, the rest of them, they pale in comparison. And Bray, man, he ain't it, y'all. Final thoughts.
Well, we got one more.
Oh,
and we saved the best for last, basically because it was the first person to post.
Oh, shit.
In true wrestling hipster fashion, with the really clever name of Guy Incognito. And it's simple and to the point, with no substance or anything to back it up. This take is trash.
Your mom is trash. We out.